I went viral on Etsy. What to do now? Okay, this is a fun little one. What to do when you see a big spike in views? I just had this on Sunday out of nowhere. I had a little bunch of sales. And I thought this would be a good time to show kind of what to do here. Because I know when you see this, so many people are like, I've had a massive spike in views. What do I do now? So I thought, hey, let's actually show what I did. Now, viral's a strong word, but my views shot up about threefold, and I got in, and it was obviously real views because I was getting a load of sales. So now, I wouldn't say in general you don't want to be checking your stats all the time. You don't want to be looking for tiny dips and if your listings go up by your views go up by about 10%, don't stress about it. Don't worry about the little dips. But we're all human, and if you get a sudden run on Kerchings and you want to know what's going on, no matter how much I say you shouldn't be checking your stats all the time, the first thing I did was check my stats. You want to find out where this is coming from. So I just want to show this little process. Now, I recorded the bit you're about to see yesterday before everything had changed. So the first thing I did, of course, you dive into your Etsy stats. But there is real limitations here with what the Etsy stats are showing. I just wasn't seeing this peak in views. You can see it in the overall trend graph, but when you go deeper, when you go into the individual list traffic sources, I just wasn't able to see anything at all. I wasn't able to really get an idea of where this traffic was coming from. It looked like there was some kind of direct traffic from some kind of random site when I looked into that. That site was not a thing. But overall, I wanted to know have I gone viral on Pinterest or Instagram? Or have I suddenly perked up and getting views from a certain search term? And digging into the stats, I couldn't see it yet. Now, quite often, stats on sites are not 100% accurate until a couple of days has passed. I've seen this on Etsy and I see this on YouTube all the time as well. If you get a sudden spike in views, what tends to happen is they don't know where to attribute this spike in views to. YouTube will put it in with like other YouTube sources until it figures it out and shows it somewhere else. And Etsy just seemed to freeze up and it wasn't even telling me my search data a whole lot. So I thought, let's nip over to Erank because, for those of you who haven't seen it, I have connected up my Google Analytics data with Erank, which meant when I clicked on there, I was immediately able to see, hey, dog bookmarks, a thing that's got some additional views from it, that this is peaking. So it said to me straight away, a big chunk of views has probably just come from people searching for the term dog bookmark. So this was cool. And then I thought, let's dig into this a bit more because the Google Analytics integration is also integrated into the Spotted on Etsy or Monitor tool. So when you go into this, you can see it shows not only the keywords that you're monitoring and everybody else on that's in the eRank database is monitoring, but also it now connects up to the Google Analytics and shows the keywords that I was found for. So I'm able to scroll down and see that night when I was getting all of those sales, when I was getting found for that keyword, the kind of location where the buyers were finding me. So I was able to quickly go in and see this data. So why was this helpful for me? Well, in reality, if you get a big spike, there's very little you can do apart from ride it out and enjoy it. In the immediality, depends if it's come from something like Etsy featuring you, then you might be saying to yourself, right, I'm likely to get a big chunk of views that are going to disappear really, really quickly. But it's a good idea I've had this happen a couple of times. It's a good idea if you get a spike because Etsy's featured you, if you're able to make a fair amount of the one thing that's doing well, go in there and change that to the listing quantity of as many as you can deal with, because they might, over a very short period of time, sell that quickly. If it's something like a social media influencer, it's still a big spike, but this might happen over 2 or 3 days. I found out that kind of viral spike takes a bit more time, but it's handy to know if it's a social media influencer, if it's coming from somewhere like this, then you can get over there and just thank them. It's just nice to post a comment on where they've featured you, to thank them, to say that you appreciate them. And if it's search traffic, it could mean that this search term's picking up for you. It's certainly this time of the year, this can very much be the case. There's more shoppers starting to come round, and they're not just searching, they're clearly buying a little bit. But again, this can just be a spike for a few days and then dip away. A lot of people are confused why you can get a little chunk of sales and then nothing. And this is kind of because of the way that search engines work, in that it's looking and seeing which listings are more likely to sell. So sales are important data. So when you sell and relist again, it goes, hang on, Pam's listing is really good for dog bookmark, so we'll keep it high up in the search, and it gives you the boost for a little bit of time. And if lots of people are searching at that point in time, then you've probably got a higher chance of another sale and another sale and another sale, until eventually what might happen is, while you're boosted up there, maybe they see somebody else in the search, because there's a lot of listings in the search. So they see someone else and buy their listing a bit, and you start to drop off over the time. At time of filming, I'm still getting actually a good number of views for that keyword, so fingers crossed. But hopefully that's helpful. What do you do when you go viral? I will make more videos talking about virality. I just wanted to do a little quick thing here, but I do want to say, going viral, when you see this kind of step change in your views and your sales, most of the time this is going to be a spike. You get a high number of views and sales, and then it dies away. Hopefully it dies away to higher than what it was before, but this spike is not your new normal. So when you see the drop again, don't start shopping for yachts and new houses because of this new thing. It's not likely to stay the same. Anyway, I hope that helps. It was a bit of fun just for me to show you what I did when I saw I suddenly went viralish. Viralish, is that even a term? Thank you so much.